Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of my 1GP to Twisted Bow flipping series where I'm attempting to earn a twisted bow in under 1 year from scratch. If I fail to do this, I'm going to be giving away all of the money that I've earned, as well as finding the spiciest pepper and eating it for you guys on a live stream. I don't really have too much of an intro, but thanks again for tuning in for another episode. If you are enjoying the series, I would appreciate it if you left a video like, and let's get started. Okay, so we're starting off today's episode at pretty much exactly 540 mil. Now, the kind of bug I was talking about last week did end up getting patched a few days ago, so that's good. I didn't even have to alert anyone. They, I guess, were aware of it, and now there is a way to turn in these ancient medallions and whatnot. However, when this clip was recorded, that wasn't the case, and there was still a fairly large margin on the ancient medallion, although I don't really end up making too much more money on it. Regardless, we're going to be putting in an offer for around 60 of the ancient medallions and maybe another 10 or 20 of the ancient effigies. Okay, now this week there is a bit of interesting news related to the marketplace. We have a few new items coming out. The dagon'hai robeset, which I will probably try flipping when it comes out. Depending on how volatile it is, I'll maybe do a couple of them. Otherwise, I may just skip it altogether. Okay, now on top of the ancient relic and effigy, we're also going to be doing the crystal tool seed. I think it has up with a 40k margin, which is good considering the limit is like 1,000 or 10,000. Not likely to hit it. Next up here, we're going to do the occult ornament kit. We're going to go for 8 of them for now. Sporting a reasonable 80k margin, which is pretty good. Man, these ancient items really took up a large bulk of our capital, so we're kind of trying to find cheaper items to fill in the rest of the slots. And we're going to be doing 8 of the armadillo d'hide shield. Actually has a really good margin. I've not really been doing items as cheap recently, but currently has around a 75k margin, which is just as good as any of these other items. And we'll probably find a few more items here. We're maybe going to mess around with the hill giant club, but anyway, that's going to be it for now, and we'll check back in a bit later. Now, just before the margin disappeared on the ancient items, I managed to get another really good flip in on it. They have now patched it, but regardless, we got a really good margin on the ancient relic, as well as the ancient medallion. We ended up getting around 3,100k on the ancient relic, so 3.1 mil, and we also got around 2 mil on the ancient medallion. However, on top of that, we also got a really good margin on the crystal seed, giving us around 1.1 mil in profit there, and around 280k on the occult ornament kit, giving us a total profit of around 6.5 mil, which is really, really good. Extremely happy with that. Honestly, just an amazing start to our flipping session, already up 6.5 mil roughly. Okay, we have a blank slate here. Let's start off with a few new items. We're going to try the Amulet of Eternal Glory potentially. It does look like it has a pretty good graph on GE Tracker. GE Tracker is a sponsor of mine. I use it every video. Really awesome for finding low volume flips like this. If you're interested in it, there will be a link in the description for that. Okay, surprisingly, the granite boots actually have a really good margin, and another good thing about this item is the limit is 70. Which means we can easily nearly max out the buying limit. And at a 30k margin, we could theoretically make around 1.5 mil on that. That's quite nice. A 100k margin that currently is on the crystal tool seat. I'm definitely going to go ahead and take advantage of that. We're going to go for 20 of them. Next up here, we're looking at the Pharaoh Scepter. Once again, has a pretty good margin, but mainly we're in it for the buying limit. As we get up to higher and higher cash amounts, having a higher buying limit becomes more of a priority for me. Whoa, we actually already bought like half of them. That's very surprising. Oh my god, we already bought all of the Pharaoh Scepters. That is something weird's going on there. That's very unlikely. Next up here, we're going to do the Cadentine Potion, one of my favorite high volume items. And that's pretty much going to be it for all of our money. I'll just find something else to put in here quickly. But that's going to be it. I'll come back later with hopefully a few successful flips. Now, nothing is too impressive here. We're still in the midst of doing a few different flips. I think overall we only got maybe like 700k overnight. Not amazing. However, we are looking to make a fair bit of money on the crystal seed, as well as potentially the infinity top, but neither of those have sold off yet. I had just the weirdest dream last night. I watched the movie Get Out. God, I had some weird nightmares. Anyway though, we're just gonna check in here quickly and pop a few more flips in. Okay, we just checked the margin for the infinity top, and it still has a really good margin, so we're gonna go ahead and do 30 of them. A bit of a stretch, but who knows, maybe we'll get it. Currently sporting around a 50k margin. Next up here, we're looking at the Cape of Skulls. I haven't had too much luck on this item yet, but I'm looking forward to hopefully proving myself wrong here. And we're going to try buying them for around 21 mil each. We'll go for 7 of them right now. Next up here, we're looking at the gilded two-hander, a very slow item, but with a very good margin right now. I think it's worth doing. We're going to buy them for around 45, 40, and we'll go for 20 of those guys. And last up here, we're going to do the Ring of the Gods, and I'm going to be buying them for around 17.8 mil. Hopefully I'll check back in today, and I'll see if any of these things are successful. Now, unfortunately, we lost quite a bit of money on the crystal tool seed, and we did manage to absorb all of our losses with our profits, but we didn't end up making or losing any money. We pretty much just broke even. On the crystal tool seed, I ended up losing around 1.5 mil. However, we ended up making around 750k on the Ring of the Gods, 365k on the gilded two-hander, 200k on the infinity top, and a few other things. Pretty much just having us break even in the end, which isn't amazing considering we're already a couple days in here, and I feel like we should be at a higher profit than we are now. On top of that, it looks like we may be losing money on the Cape of the Skulls too, so we're not off to a very good start in my opinion. But there is plenty of time to turn that around, so we're going to go ahead and put in some brand new items and see if we can go ahead and change our fate a bit. Okay, first up here, we're going to try the Ranger Tights, a nice cheap item, but with a very good margin. Currently about 55k for an item this cheap is really, really good. Okay, next up here, we're going to do the Saradomin's Tear for just over 7 million GP, and we'll go ahead and do 10 of them for now. Next up here, we're looking at the Saradomin Godsword Ornament Kit for around 4.6 mil. A nice thing to see is the Cape of Skulls are finally selling off. Now, one item that has been changing in price a lot recently is the Sarachnis Cudgel. A lot of movement on this item, and even now there's a huge margin. We ended up buying the item for around 1500, so we're going to go for maybe a 100k margin. We'll shoot for that. Next up here, we're going to diversify a bit into a high volume item with a margin of around 50. We're going to do the Amethyst. We'll do 13,000 of those. And last up here, we're going to do a Renard Potion Flip, another kind of high volume item, and that is going to be that. Okay, that is a bit more like it. Everything is sold off. I'm very happy with that. We got a nice moderate profit on all of our items pretty much. First up here, I did end up losing money on the Cape of Skulls as well as the Amethyst, but only around 400k between both of them. On the flip side, we ended up getting around 500k on Renards, which I'm very happy with. 360k in profit on the Ranger Tights. The Amulet of Eternal Glories, we got around 900k on. And then we got a medium profit on the Cudgel, the Saradomin Godsword Kit, and the Infinity Top, giving us around a total profit of 2.2 mil, which is quite a bit better, bringing us up to 552 mil. So we're actually up 12 mil in the episode so far, which is better than I thought. We're still a couple days out from the upload date, so there should be time to hopefully still put forward a pretty profitable week. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put in a few more items here. We have the Torture Ornament Kit, which we're going to go ahead and do 12 of. Currently has around a 50k margin, as well as the Saradomin's Tear. We're going to try again for around 7 mil each. Okay, we're going to do a quick price check on the Malediction Ward. I think that's a pretty good margin. We'll go ahead and probably do that. Currently has a 150k margin. That is huge. Very surprising. We'll go ahead and do double the buy-in limit for that one. Once again, we're going to be checking the Dragon Plate Body. Oh, wow. It actually did not sell. That's very impressive. 4580 into 4712. That is a massive margin. We'll go ahead and do maybe 20 of those ones. Okay, once again, the Infinity Top has an amazing margin of around 150k and a huge buy-in limit. So we'll go ahead and do another 20 of those ones. I'm going to try the Uncharged Toxic Trident. We'll go ahead and do 8 of them. Not that cheap, but we'll do them for around 9 mil each. We're really sticking with these low volume items. We're going to do the Ring of Nature. We're going to go for double the buy-in limit, a very slow item there. And last up here, we're going to do the Obsidian Plate Body. Not a bad margin actually for how expensive it is. Probably not likely to buy 100 of them, but whatever. Anyway, I'm pretty optimistic about these, and we'll check back in later. Okay, so we're actually checking back in the same day for a rarity, but once again, we had a pretty significant loss that was absorbed by our profits, but really not what we're looking to do. We ended up losing a mil on a Kraken Tentacle Flip. Kind of insane. We ended up getting a minus 10k margin, and we did 100 of them. And the other flips we ended up doing did pay for it, but not what we're looking to do, obviously. We only profited 200k on that set of flips, which is realistically pretty bad. So we're going to go ahead and try another set of flips again. We've cleared up a few inventory spaces, so let's try once again. We're going to go ahead and try the Ring of Third Age. We're going to go for around 12 of them. An item that has worked quite frequently is the Arcane Prayer Scroll. I really like it for whatever reason. I'll go ahead and do 10 of those ones. Next up here, we're going to do the Eternal Crystal again. This item buys and sells a lot more than I imagined. On GE Tracker, it's not showing much of a volume at all. So much so that I'm going to go ahead and try to do 30 of them, which would be double the buying limit. Next up here, we're going to do a margin check on the Mystic Smokestaff. Looking pretty profitable from GE Tracker, 2428 into 2486. That's pretty good for the price. We'll go ahead and do 2 times the buying limit for that one. Okay, so that leaves us with 200 mil to invest in 2 offer slots. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the Anguish Ornament Kit. We're going to go for triple the buying limit. And the last up here, we're going to do the Cudgel Armor Set, and we'll call that a day. Hopefully, we can finally get a profit. Alright, I ended up skipping over a day, October 25th. That day never existed. Let's focus on today. One really good flip we got was on the Sarachnis Cudgel. Ended up getting a 200k margin. The supply was cut off for a little while and the margin got massive, so we got 1.6 mil in profit on the Cudgel, as well as around 1 mil on the Elven Signet flip. We're primed to make around 1 mil on the Dragon Crossbow, as well as we got around 600k on the Occult Ornament Kit. We did lose a bit of money on the Arcane Prayer Scroll, but overall we profited 3.8 mil, which is really exciting. That is a lot better than what we've been receiving this week. And we still have a lot of offers to deal with here. First up here, we're going to go ahead and put a few more in. We're going to go for more of the Elven Signets because they are holding strong at around 100k margin pretty consistently. Next up here, we're going to do the Team Cape 0, and we're going to go ahead and do 12 quantity, which is 3 times the buying limit. And we're probably going to pull out the Infinity Bottoms as well because we have a lot of money to invest. Next up here, we're looking at the Pharaoh Scepter. We need something we can dump a lot of money in, and the Pharaoh Scepter has a very high limit. We're going to go ahead and do a price check here. Looks pretty good to me, around a 70k margin. I'm very happy with that. Let's go ahead and do 30 of them for now. And in the final offer slot here, we're going to do the Eternal Gem, which we're looking to buy them for around 6.4 mil. We'll invest the rest of our money in these. I think things are looking pretty optimistic. Okay, once again, we had a pretty nice set of overnight flips. We ended up getting a really good profit on the Elven Signet, and we've done probably about 20 of them over the last couple of days. A really good item for us. Not many people are buying this item, so we've been kind of uncontested on it. We had a really good flip also on the Pharaoh Scepter, giving us around a 1 mil profit just there. Altogether, we're looking at around a 2.2 mil profit, and I think we can go ahead and sell off the rest of these items here and just see how much money we're at, as I really only have like 1 day left before I was planning on uploading this video. Now we'll hit collect here, and we're up to 558 mil, 18 mil in the episode. That's not terrible. I would still like to make more money, and well, conveniently enough, there is a new item in the game today, which we're going to go ahead and try. However, first up here, we're going to put in a few regular flips. We're going to go for the Eternal Crystal once again. It has been working very nicely for us. I am going to try the dagon'hai robeset. However, I want to go ahead and do a few other flips and not just the dagon'hai because I think the volume on it is very low. So we may not actually be able to actively flip it so much. Yeah, we'll probably do the Dragon Plate Body as well. We'll go ahead and do 30 of them for now. Honestly, these 3 items here have been kind of our staple for a couple days now. We're going to go ahead and do 20 of these signets. And next up here, we're going to do the Ranger Tights, and I'll do double the buying limit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try the new dagon'hai robe set. We're going to just price check it normally. We bought the robe top for 12 mil pretty much on the nose and sold it for 11.8 mil, which means there's a 200k margin. Which is pretty good. However, I'm not really sure what the volume is looking like right now. We're going to go ahead and do a full buying limit I'm guessing the buying limit is around 8. However, it could easily be higher. We're going to price check all 3 of the pieces. We're going to do the dagon'hai robe bottom as well, which we bought for around 11 mil. And we sold it for 10.6 mil, which means there's a 400k margin on the robe bottom. And last beer, we might as well complete the set. We're going to do the dagon'hai hat. That one's actually much cheaper at 9.5 mil. We'll go ahead and do 7 of those as well. A very volatile item and could easily be crashing at any point now, so I need to be vigilant. Okay, there was our very first sale of the dagon'hai item. We ended up actually getting 800k in profit on that, so that is very good. Although the volume of the item is much lower than I thought. We're not getting them very quickly at all. I think they're just straight up a bit too rare, as they're a 1 out of 128 or 1 out of 256 from a key that you can't even farm that easily. And there's another sale. We have the dagon'hai robe top for 175k. Honestly, with these margins, I'm probably not going to pursue this much longer. They are good margins, but I don't think it's worth the risk in my opinion. 200k, 300k is not worth it considering these items could crash at any point. Probably just going to sell off what we have so far. Yeah, I mean, we ended up selling everything off for a profit, but we probably only made around 1.5 mil on the new item, which is not worth the risk in my mind to any degree. I would have to be making 2, 3, 4 times more money than that to really justify such a high risk. But anyway, we didn't lose any money. We actually made around, like I said, 1.5 mil, which is not too bad. So we have one more day left before I have to upload this. We're going to really try to bang out a bit more money. Well, we start off by making a mistake. Okay, fuck me. Okay, so what I did there is I actually bought it for the high price by accident. So yeah, not a great start. We'll go ahead and try to buy more of the Eternal Gems at the correct price. Okay, next up here we're going to do our tried and true Infinity Robe Top once again, and it still does have around a 75k margin. Just such an excellent item. We're going to go ahead and do 20 of them again. Okay, we checked the high volume page on GE Tracker, and the Dragon Dart tip actually has a pretty good margin. Looks like around a 38 GP margin. That's good enough. We'll go ahead and do probably double the buying limit for that one at around 22,000. And we'll probably find something else to put in that last offer slot, but I'll see you guys tomorrow with our total profit for the week, and hopefully we can pull something out. Well, that is pretty much as good as I could have hoped for. We ended up getting really lucky on a few items here. Mainly the elven signet. Look at that. We ended up getting like a 500k margin. Really crazy. I put them in the sell and they insta sold for that price. We made a mil just there pretty much. Another thing we got really lucky on is the Dragon Dart tips, which the margin grew to around 105 GP. And we ended up getting around 1.3 mil in profit on the Dragon Dart tips. The Pharaoh Scepters we ended up getting around 945k on, and on the Eternal Crystal we ended up getting 1.8 mil, a really good final showing here, bringing us up to a 4.3 mil profit, not including any of these other random items here that I don't even know how much money I made on. Okay, with that all said, let's go ahead and dump the rest of our items here and see how much money we're at on the episode. Keeping in mind we started at 540 mil this week, and after selling everything off and collecting, we are up to 565 mil, which means we made around 25 mil in this episode, which I think is just a bit above average. I was happy with how we finished the week at. We had a very slow start, unfortunately. Sometimes that happens, but I'm just happy we managed to turn it around. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this week's episode. We are slowly approaching that 2/3 completion. I'm really excited about that. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, I would appreciate it if you left the video a like, and I will see you next time.